as she said, there's probably a good reason for not going in here. Which is why I'm going in alone. I'll catch up with them. I'm sure they'll be alright. Oh. Okay, I guess that's why they didn't want to go in here. Ugh. And they... okay, they're gone? Good. Good. I'm sure they didn't get very far. At least not in this place. Huh. This place is not structurally sound. At least not anymore. Oh. Come on. Open for me, thank you. This'll be in handy, though. Can I shake out the dirt? Ah. We have a lantern, so if it gets dark, hopefully the girls have something like this. How frequent are earthquakes in a place like this? And I'm not sure. Well, it's definitely dirty in here. Let's take it and sweep up the place. Don't want anybody following my trail, I suppose. Alright. Huh.
August 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Alright then. Seeing it's a place like this, of all things. Screw my former self. Whoa! Whoa! Well, guess it's the only way to go. Some kind of entrance hall. Bet it used to...
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
This place used to be probably really great looking. Now it has this kind of stuff. Huh. If we're going to go to the inner sanctum, it's best that we get through the refinery, but there's no way across. These will certainly help. Can I just leave, or... Whoa! Okay. It's not an option then. Whatever it is. So what are my options here? The wine cellar, the laboratory. It's upstairs. What the? Could have come from anywhere. Maybe the wine cellar? Shoot. Doubt there's a lot we could do down there until we find that key. What's upstairs? Sorry, whoever that was. Doors boarded up. No kidding, it won't budge. Can't do much about it because it's firmly nailed in there. Everything just comes crashing down. There's very little we can do. The archives. It's a good place to start. Maybe we can find something in here. Maybe something down here. Or not. Nope. Always good to pick up those, though. Alright, archive time. If anything, the archives should help me figure out some more details about, well, at least the castle. Where are books? A place like this, there probably would be a lot of interesting literature. Huh. Not a lot of storage, but there is a bug. Also this. What does it say?
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Very exciting for an archaeologist. Catalogs. Anything I could possibly find in here? It's so dark. Let's get some lights on. Seems oddly out of place. Contract. I hereby offer my full attention and services to Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg. This contract will reign for a total of 3 years when my freedom shall return to me. In addition, Alexander, Baron of Brennenburg, is to recommend my services at the Prussian royal court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break this seal. Willem, House of Garrick. Oh. Alright then. Get some light in here. Take a look. Just a lot of misplaced pages and other knickknacks. I don't have time to go through sorting all of them. Or any of it, for that matter. A study. Study sounds promising. Linens, but nothing much. Maybe the desk can actually help me here. There's another page of something. Uh,
17th of May, 1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
What could this be? Whoa! Huh. Don't mess with an urn. Wonder whose ashes were actually in it. Old tones. Piano? Need some more oil. Speak of the devil. Maybe I shouldn't mention him. Not much else here. It's like they cleared out almost. Local history. Well, that's apparently not going to help me much. It's not going to open. Possibly. No. Doesn't help when I'm actually just stumbling around this place with no kind of direction. Maybe this'll help. Large area. And a... well, that's a piano, alright. Okay. Maybe I should walk around just to make sure that nothing falls further. That's never a good sign. Another piano. This poor castle, the amount of damage that's happened to it. Guess if I was able to read this, this would help, but apparently I don't remember how to unroll scrolls of paper. More plants. Hey, we're getting somewhere. This'll help me find the injured sanctum. Maybe.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
These quakes are not natural, I suppose. Piano again? It's rather unsettling. What else do we have here? We have maps. What? What was that? Crud. There's not a lot in the maps, I'm noticing. And just a map of Prussia really isn't going to help me here. Especially when this place has already succumbed to so much damage already. Hmm.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
Still have to find a way out. There's light over here. Not breakable by hand. We haven't found anything in order to actually help us over that area. So we'll just have to get creative. Maybe the makings of a knight. Will help us out here. Alright. Well, we find a way out. Now where are we?
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
This must be the local history room. Still locked. But now we're into it. Anything. We might not get any information here, but we might find our way out. Which is always a good thing. There's a piece of paper in here. Maybe. Just a bunch of interesting stories here. Allstadt and Brandenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Allstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brandenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you'll hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales. There are some motifs that keep reappearing. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the dark, cold woods, and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks, dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Allstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records at the time. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Allstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods? And what happened to him? The Baron of Brandenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Allstadt, and like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little, but the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remain popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage, therefore the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and join the coveted Order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders of this country. Strange. Alright, let's work out a way in order to figure out what's going on here. This book seems different. Huh. Maybe... yeah? Yes! Did it! Excellent! So what's in this room then? Well, there's certainly a chair. More books. Another piece of paper. Closing of the wine cellar. Willem and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock up Willem and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave, or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. Who wrote this? So what's this key for then? Wine cellar key? What the... Hello? Maybe I shouldn't be saying hello. Someone opened that door, something. Out of oil again. Well, I have the key for the wine cellar. I guess there's no other reason for me to be here. Time to get out of here, I suppose. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. I'm not sticking around.